Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome back to Twin Cities by Night and our third story arc, Dread. Dread is set in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, Minneapolis, and St. Paul in the hot and humid summer of 2011. Join us again and continue to follow the journey of Katao, played by Quinn, and William, played by Slavic, as they continue to traverse the dark society held within the Twin Cities. They will be joined by three new kindred: Warren, a Tremere, played by Adam; Valentine, a Nosferatu, played by Alex; and Lenny, a Nosferatu, played by Andrew. The coterie will find themselves joined together by a sense of dread. If you would like to contact us, you can follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy. You are standing out. You are going to feed from one of your herd right now, William. You're driving your BMW down the road. You are driving down the road right now in your BMW, and I would take it like you're probably pretty intense at the moment you're driving, or what when you're making your way towards this herd member, and we'll say you called her up. She's like she's not one of the older ones. She's like in her 30s. You know what I mean? And she is. He knows like this lady that you called would literally, for the intense pleasure that you bring her, she would literally end a date that she had, it was in the middle of, and make an excuse to like cut it off to find you wherever you needed to be. She happens to be at home, when you called her.
Yeah.
And she invited you to come over. How are you when you're driving there? Are you driving there like in a fit of like intense?
Yeah, blood's an addiction basically for vampires. So William's just, a bit stressed, probably tapping his foot or, his and his hands sort of being very focused, just going for his goal.
What like seeing Carla do that? What's your impression right now while you're driving? Because you weren't there with Katao when Katao was talking or anything like that. I mean, I don't know if you would be able to piece together because you didn't see that much of her. You just kind of smelled the blood, but
I just don't care at this point, really.
Because she's an object, right? You know what I mean? She's a possession, right? She's not like
it's just whatever. Who cares what happened to her? And and William's also, pretty fucking hungry right now, which is probably on his mind.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So you get to this duplex home that she lives in, and you pull up in your BMW in the driveway, and like literally like as soon as you turn off your engine and you get out and you close the door and you walk along the sidewalk, you already see the doors open, and she's standing there, and she's just like in like sweatpants and like this t-shirt. She doesn't even have like a bra on. She was not like at all getting ready to go anywhere. And when the door, you see she just like opens the door and you see her looking at you like with lust in her eyes. You know what I mean? That would not normally fit the ensemble that she has at the moment. But at that point, she doesn't care because she's used to calls like this and having to, you know what I mean? Like this is how it works between you and her. And so she opens the door and she just kind of like grabs you by your shirt and just drags you in the bedroom and will fade to black, and you'll get the like 2 blood pool points or 3, or how many are you taking?
I think William would actually take 3, which means she'd feel very, very drained the next day, like after a bad hangover or something.
Yeah, no, can I ask you something as a player? And I'm not to like kind of, I'm not trying to like push boundaries or whatever, but when you feed from these herds, do you just feed from them and kind of like wipe their memory, or do you like, impersonate having sex with them so that they can think that's what's going on?
Well, it's usually, or the way I sort of understand it is, when you take blood from someone, their memory sort of becomes kind of fuzzy on the details.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's gonna like
a heavy makeout session or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, and that's how they feel like they probably or they think they had sex, but
it's a haze. Well, especially like you have 3 blood pool points taken from you, and you're like hit with waves of orgasmic pleasure. I'm sure the conclusion that these ladies probably feel at the time is that they have this rich guy who looks at them as like You know what I mean? Even though they're being treated like an
Yeah,
object, they probably like, I'm being treated by an object by this high class dude who drives a fucking Beamer. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And who comes wearing suits that are worth more than my rent payment. You know what I mean? And so yeah, definitely. I just kind of like, I feel like I kind of glossed over shit like that. You know what I mean? In the past, and I
Mm.
feel like now with like this arc, I really want to like dive into these character intricacies in like what, you know what I mean, what makes William and stuff like that. So you get 2 blood pool points from her, and at that point, or 3, excuse me, and at that point, you know, she's like out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's asleep, and you're like literally like getting dressed or whatever, and you're tying your shoes, and you kind of hear like, you know, like late night television going on. No, I'd say it's probably like 9, and it's probably, you know, you hear like some local news on or some shit. Nothing like, you know, stands out, but you just hear like the warm audio comfort of a TV in the background. And as you're walking out of the living room and you just, you know, you kind of close the door behind you and you get in your car and you start your car, I just want to know is like, what, now that your beast has been quenched a little bit, right? And all this has gone on. What does William feel like at this moment after he got what he needed from this object and now he feels like he's able to focus, and like what is your
Well,
plan for now?
in the short term, sort of, he's satisfied and, he's less hungry right now. That's sort of the basic feeling. And of course, now once, his basic needs were met, it suddenly dawns on him what's up with, Jonathan and what does Katao know? What did he find out? I should probably ask him. So, yeah, I'll probably shoot him a message.
You shoot a message to Katao, like what does it say?
Probably, does the ghoul know anything?
As soon as I say that text, it's like she's too emotional to say anything. She remembers what happened.
Well, I'm on my way to Chase's place right now. We can meet up there.
I'll join you there. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'll text back.
Before I cut to Katao, hearing that she's having her memories back and you obviously knowing about Dominate, you know what I mean? That's kind of like your forte a little bit.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Dominate can fail after a time. That is true, but it's also it's possible that Chase is just dead because, we already have Ophelia's ashes and such. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Are you sharing this theory with me, or are you just thinking about yourself?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna meet up anyway. So.
All right.
So you're driving to Chase's house. Katao, cut to you. So you just sent him this message as she's like sitting there like on a bar stool next to you. You know what I mean? And you feel okay. Let me ask you this: how does Katao feel around her like nakedness from the waist down at the moment, having her sit there like in front of you like that? Like
at first he didn't really notice, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have to. You can't go out in public." I thought he'll try to see. Can he find like her clothes around? Are they at all in the area?
You look around, you see them like behind the bar. You know what I mean? They're there with her panties and her shoes. You know what I'm saying? And socks and stuff like that. Mind you, she has like her forehead's just like a hot mess right now too. You know what I mean?
I'll try to find like like some washcloths or whatever, like sort of like make like a mixed bandage on her. Like just keep pressure. Can you get dressed? I'm taking you someplace safe, okay?
Yeah, and she definitely she like sits there and she's getting dressed, quivering, and like it's just like this wound is like you're starting to look at it and you see like you can how like when you skin your elbow, your knees, you can kind of see that weird layer of fat almost like it's like yellowish, you know what I mean, through the blood, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of see that on there, and she's like, you sit there and you get like this washcloth and you get it wet, and when you put it on there, you see like it stings her for a second, while you do it, and you're kind of realizing at this moment like maybe she's coming out this fugue state that she was just in a little bit, like she's just a hot mess, man. I hate to say it, obviously she's a fucking hot mess at this moment, and maybe reality's starting to snap in around her again, and you just see her kind of like whimpering and everything while she holds this washcloth to her head after she's been dressed.
All right, so just follow me to this car. We're going to. I'm going to take you someplace safe. Okay, there'll be people there who will be able to help you. We'll just need to figure stuff out. Just come along.
You get her, into your Toyota Corolla hoopty, and you see like she's slowly like as you start driving off, you're kind of looking at her at the corner of your eye, and you just see kind of she like resting her head on the windshield that's rolled up. You know what I mean? She has this washcloth in there, and for a second you're like, is she fucking sleeping? And you kind of see just like rhythm, you know what I mean, rhythm breathing, as she is like oddly falling asleep. Maybe it's just the shock, you know what I mean, of the wound that she has on her head or something to that extent. So where are you taking her with you to Jonathan's house?
Yes.
You take off to Jonathan's house, and slowly the roads of like the downtown and of where like the business area are slowly starts becoming neighborhoods. You slowly start making your way down this neighborhood. And for those who don't remember, Jonathan had a nondescript house. He didn't live like in a upper middle class, neighborhood or anything like that. Not like something that was made like in the 2000 housing booms. You know what I mean? Cookie cutter homes. He probably lived in a home that was built like in the 70s. We described it before, kind of like just nondescript in its way. And as you roll up, you get there before William, and you're sitting in the car with her, and you see Jonathan's Chrysler and his Oldsmobile Chrysler that he had, and the driveway that leads up to it. And then as you stop the car, you eventually see on the other side of the road, coming the opposite direction, some headlights, and it's William's BMW. And William, you see as you're rolling up, you see like the Oldsmobile in the driveway, and you see Catal's red Toyota Corolla that you can see that it's turned off, sitting on the side there. And you see two silhouettes. You see what you can figure to be Catal, but you can't tell what the other silhouette is at the moment. We'll cut to Valentine. You get settled in that night. Everything gets moved in. Eventually, we'll say that the night ended, right? And where do you want to stay in this house? Let me ask you that.
The house will be set up like a single dad with his kid, but in reality, like we'll have a kid's bedroom set up, but in reality, I'm actually down in the cellar sleeping.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, like
it's also where I'll keep like weapons I've acquired, computers, all the kind of stuff I need for my other line of work.
Gotcha. You're kind of making it like, yeah, exactly. Like, for lack of a better term, your kind of like headquarters.
Yeah.
Batcave. I was going to use that term. Yeah, exactly. You get settled in, and he moves all your stuff down there, and that's where your haven's going to be at. So you wake up the next day, blow a blood pool point. Oh, both you and Lenny, can you guys roll me a 1d10, by the way, to let me know what your blood is at?
Yeah, I did that. I got a 6, so I'm down to 5 now.
All right. What did you get, Lenny?
7.
Okay, gotcha. So you're down to 5 now. Okay, cool. So you wake up. You're in the cellar. What do you do when you wake up?
Good question. I'll get up, get dressed. I might put on. What's the weather like? Can I tell from?
It's like spring. It's yeah. You can kind of like you can maybe crack it open, and you can tell it's not like rainy, but you can sense moisture in the air. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those weeks where like it just seems like precipitation just like and humidity builds up to like a bursting point. You know what I mean? And
maybe I'll dress slightly, but I'll put a cheap plastic raincoat over, like quite a drapey one with a big hood, just in case I need to pull it up.
Yeah. Now, question. We talked about this with Lenny, right? You have your obfuscated form, but for those who don't know, obfuscate can be broken with Auspex or cameras or something like that. So a lot of Nosferatu, even though they use obfuscate, they'll like Lenny has a hoodie that he throws his hood over, where like Face, the deputy, has like a bandana that he wraps around, you know what I mean, his face, you know what I mean, when he walks around. Like is there a measure that you use for situations like that, or?
I'll go with the hood of the raincoat for now.
Okay, yeah, something similar. So you wear kind of like a jacket or a hoodie. Yeah, something like that. Now, do you wish to use obfuscate at this moment, like to have this visage of a little boy? And I'm going to have you describe it to people when you do it, but do you wish to use
not just now. What I'm going to do is go up and check on check out Donald's doing.
So you come out the cellar, you push it open, you turn around, you lock it. Well, there's some measure, that it locks on the inside, and then there's like a padlock that, you know what I mean, you can use on the outside. And then you go inside the house, you open the back door, like pull the screen door open, turn the knob, push it in. You walk into like this kitchen's really small. Like literally like there's a pantry right on the right when you walk in that's like flush with the wall, you know what I mean? And then to the left, there's like this very little dining table, like kitchen table. There's not a dining room in this house. There's a little kitchen table where like 2 people can sit. And it's like this lime green. It has like this upholstery, almost like, you know what I mean? That weird plastic upholstery that's kind of on tables of those,
Yeah.
And then the wall has like the kitchen has like this yellow fridge and like this yellow stove, and doesn't even have a dishwasher. You know what I mean? It just has a sink. You know what I mean? With one of those dry things where you put the plates in and everything like that. And the cupboards are painted white, but the paint is like peeling off and everything. And then you see like where along underneath the cupboards there's like this wallpaper that was put on there that was like white background, had like flowers, you know what I mean, with vines, but that's like slowly like bubbling, you know what I mean, and peeling off. Like this house hasn't been taken care of, so like the humidity and all this stuff has gone underneath it and made it to where like it's bubbling and stuff like that. You, Valentine, walk in and you see that on the left, right? And you see that there's fluorescent, like it has like a hanging light bulb with those like glass. What's that glass that they make church windows out of?
Stained glass.
Stained glass. You remember those old stained glass light shades that they had back then?
Yeah.
It has
kind
one
of orange and brown.
Yeah. And it has one of those like hanging down from, over it, and it's on. And you walk in and you don't hear anything at first in the house, right? And so you walk past that and you walk into this little like living room where there's like this old couch that had been in the back of that U-Haul, and you see like this shag, like orangish carpet, and there's like this shitty TV that's sitting on a milk crate that he put in there, and there's like this kind of picture window that you can see the front of the street, and you can see the pickup truck there still, but you don't see the U-Haul, so you must have returned the U-Haul when you're asleep. And then you go around into that living room to where the two bedrooms are at, and you see like the master bedroom is open, and there's just this like mattress on the floor, and there's this mirror, like a mirror that is about as tall as a person is and about 3 feet wide, and it's the kind that you can take and like put on a nail on the wall and just kind of, you know what I mean, look at it or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see, as you look through the door, you see the figure of Donald, and he's like naked, and he's just staring at himself in this mirror. And there's a second when you see this, and he's just like, and you can see like the effect that your blood being introduced has had on him. Mm-hmm. And you see like he has like this bad chest acne, like horribly bad, you know what I mean, that kind of like goes down his chest, and you see like originally it used to just be on like his pectorals under his chest hair, and you see like slowly as like made his way down to his sternum, you know what I mean, like it's replacing the shape of his chest hair. And you see that it's like on his shoulders a little bit, and you see like he's sitting there and he's just like looking at himself in the mirror, and he's not like, he's flaccid, he's not like sexually aroused at all, but he's just like touching this acne for a second. You see like he's looking at himself in the mirror, and he has this look of disgust and anger, like venom. Like you know that Donald, when he is even around you or others, he puts on this total public facade, right? You've seen him talk to people. You've seen him be like, "Hey, I'm Donald. How's it going? This is my son." And then you've seen him like driving, where he's just like looks at you, and he's like mechanical, analytical in a way. And then you've seen him rarely like this, where like that rage that's inside of him, that cancerous boil of monster of who he is just out on his face right now. And he's like looking at himself in the mirror, fucking like in rage. And you can only imagine, you've never seen him take a life, but there's a second where you're looking at him, you're like, this is probably what he looked like when he killed someone, when he was going around killing people, picking up hitchhikers and doing the stuff that he did to them. And there's a moment where you're looking at him, and then he stops, and you see like quickly that look drops from his face, and he turns and he looks at you, and you see there's this uncomfortable moment where you guys have eye contact, and then he goes to like his neatly folded pile of clothes that he undressed himself in, that was right next to the mirror, and he like reaches for his tighty whities and he starts putting them on. And he doesn't have any modesty in front of you. He's just like doing, you know what I mean? And he puts on his pants, and then he puts on his button up like long sleeve shirt, like denim, total dad life shirt. You know what I mean? That he's like buttoning up and tucking in his white like Asics shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like Walmart shoes that he has, as he's sitting on this mattress. And when he's done, he stands up and he looks down at you, and he's like, "Are you ready to go?"
To meet Elijah, I presume you mean. What were you doing in front of the mirror just then?
And you see for a second, like he looks at you, and you see like a quick angle, like his eyebrows like raise up for a second, then they come down. He's like, "Those bitches, if they saw me like this, they would say the stuff they used to say to me all the time. I don't understand why you do this to me."
You did it to yourself, Donald. Just a reflection of what you are inside coming to the fore.
Why? Why don't you let me go do what I want to do? You do
Would you-
things that are in your nature.
I do it to willing participants. You've met them. They sought me out when they saw my photos there.
I am a god.
You're not a
Damn.
god.
And you see, like, when you say that, you see his lip, like, just curls up a little bit. You know what I mean?
If you're a god, what does that make me?
You see him breathe for a second. He's like, I think we should go.
First, kneel down.
And you see, like, he clenches his jaw for a second. You see, like, his bald spot. You see, like, there's this vein that climbs. You know what I mean? Like pulsates a little bit. And you see, like, you see him get down, like, on his knees, and he just, and you see, he, like, looks down at your feet, at your shoes. You know, you see, like, his thick mustache is covering, like, his upper lip for a second as he's just dark, emotionless eyes are looking down.
Right, I'm gonna reach down and slice my foot open with my thumbnail. I'll be like, drink.
And you see for a second, like, he's trying to resist the urge, and then you see, before you know, he just grabs your ankles and he's just like covers his mouth, and he's like trying to, like, pull as much blood as he can from your foot.
When he's had a bit, I'll kick him away.
And you kick him, and real quick, you have potence, right? Or am I wrong? Or don't you have potence?
I don't have buttons. No.
Oh, you don't have potence? Okay. Well, you kick him still, and, like, when you kick him, he just, like, his face goes back, and you just see, like, this moment where he's like his like a cow dog. You know, his eyes roll back in his head for a second, and he's like kind of going back, and he's trying to, like, grab your foot, but knows he shouldn't grab your foot. And then he just, like, goes and puts his forehead back down on your feet, and you just see, like, his chest or his back, like, heaving, like he's, like, crying, but, like, sobbing, you know what I mean? And you just hear, like, this whimpering coming from this man who not, like, but 30 seconds ago literally was calling himself a god, and now he's cowering and he's crying before you at this moment.
I'll reach down and hold my hand out to help him up.
And there's like 10 seconds, and then you just finally see, like, his hand reaches out, you know what I mean? And he grasps onto it, and he, like,
Pull him
gets
up.
up, and he, like, pulls up, and he's like, and he's looking down at you, and you see there's a second where there's, like, a reverence that he's giving you now. Like I said, this man just called himself a god. Now he's looking down, like, literally, look, how many people are going to look down on someone and be like in awe of them? And you see there's a second where, like his mouth is slack, and he's just looking at you, like, inspired in a way.
All right, it's time to go. I want you to stay in the truck when we get there.
And you see for a second, like, he's trying to formulate words, and then he's like, and then his mouth slams shut, and his stone cold demeanor comes back, and he's like, okay. And he, like, walks past you, and he goes towards the front door of the house, pulling out the keys out of his jean pockets, and clips his cell phone. Whew, that was fucking intense. All right, so let's go back to Tao and William. So, William, you're driving down the road, and you see you're driving your Beamer down this road, William, and you see John's Oldsmobile is pulled in the driveway. It's off, but you also see Katao's Corolla, and you see, as your headlights wash over that Corolla, you can see the figure of Katao, but you see a figure slumped asleep, and you assume that it is the figure of Carla. I'm just going to say scenes on you guys. Like, I assume, are you going to leave her in there while she sleeps, Katao, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave her in the car just for the moment, just so I can talk to William and find out what's going on in Chase's house.
I like picture this scene, like, literally, like, this is such a fucking vampire scene, right? Like, you're getting out of your car, and, like, William pulls his car along the side, and you both get out, and you're having this conversation in the middle of the night, in the middle of this quiet street with this, like, street lamp that is on. You know what I mean? It's kind of giving light right now as you guys are sitting in front of by the way, the house is not, like, lit up. There's no lights in the house at the moment. Totally picturing the scene, like, where you two are just in the middle of the street talking right now. Go ahead.
So,
You brought the ghoul.
Yes. I couldn't just leave her there, because if she's left behind, then she might draw attention, and then police get involved, and then authorities, and then right now, the best thing to do with her is just make sure that she doesn't cause too much trouble.
Unfortunately, if Chase's dominate is wearing off, that means, or it's likely that something actually happened to him.
Like what happened with Ophelia?
Likely. So, to be fair, dominate does sometimes wear off after a certain time, but it would be too much of a coincidence currently, I believe.
Shit. All right. So let's find out what's going on in there, and then
Yes.
if they're both
Thin
dead,
bloods should be at the. Oh yes. So perhaps they'll open the door for us, and we don't have to bash it open like last time.
all right.
So yeah, we probably ring the doorbell.
You guys walk up, and as you walk up, you kind of come like the sidewalk comes from the street, and then you got to kind of like make a little left. You know what I mean? That's where the door is. The door doesn't face the street or whatever. And you walk up the sidewalk and you turn in. As you go to put your finger on the doorbell, you notice that the door is like cracked open a little bit. Like it's not closed all the way. That like it's open just like a half an inch. You know what I mean?
For fuck's sake!
Do you still have the gun you got with you, or?
I gave it to my ghoul.
I still got mine. I pull out the gun, just like, okay, if they're all dead in there, we make it for the sheriff.
Well, let's go.
Who's going in first?
I'll go
It's
first.
dark in there.
Yeah, Katara has to.
Yeah, I got night vision too.
Yeah. So are you activating
Yes, the first
feral?
level of yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you have to do either, right?
Yeah,
Like you just,
there's no rolling or anything. Just activate it.
okay. So again, very sense of deja vu, William, because you were in a situation like this with Katao last winter when you were at the house of the alleged prince's mother and daughter with the weird cult get together that they had, and you see and you see Katao like turn and look at you for a second. You see his eyes are just like fairly red, all of them completely. You can't, and you can't like even make out his irises, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can kind of see some
I've seen
cataract.
it before.
Yeah, definitely. And so he turns around, and Katao, you turn around, you go through, and you walk into what is like the entryway. And towards the end because you actually were here for the first time last week, you notice that like Jonathan wasn't as clean and meticulous with the upkeep of his house as you picture he would be. That there was like rotting food and dishes that were kind of like piling up in the kitchen, which is past the living room. But you look in the living room and it's just completely trashed. You see like furniture is turned over, TV is broke, bookshelf knocked over. You see like stuff in the kitchen was just all strewn about, and you are like, what the fuck? And you that's what you see straight ahead. And then when you look to the left, you see like a hallway, and you see like there's like if you were to go straight to the hallway, there's a right turn, but you see that there's a door on that first segment of the hallway on the right that you could go to. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So there's like a hallway there, and then it turns, or you can go to the kitchen, because in the kitchen is the entrance to the bomb shelter that he had that you stayed in, matter of fact, with the thin blood one time. That's in the kitchen, or the entrance is in the kitchen. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll call out. Is anyone there?
And you don't hear anything.
Do you want to both go down? I know he's got a basement down. Do you want to both go down there, or do you want to stick together? Or do you want to check out the other rooms? I go down there.
I'll check the rooms. You can go downstairs.
All right.
So we'll go with you first, Catal. So you walk across the living room, and you find a light switch. By the way, we'll say you found a light switch, and you know what I mean. You could pop it on if you want to. Like that illuminates the hallway in the living room, and you are walking through like around this just mess that's in like this calamity that's in the living room. And you go through the kitchen and you see like fruit flies, and you see like flies that going around the kitchen, which disgusted you when you first saw it, last week, which seems like ages ago. And you get into the kitchen, you go and you see that the door that leads to the basement. And you know how it works with this bomb shelter was that you'd go down the basement, and there's some stuff in the basement, then the bomb shelter was actually like, you know what I mean, in the basement. So you open the door and you go down there, and as you're walking down, you see like the normal stuff you saw, like some just like racks that held like whatever random supplies that have no importance in there. And there's about like 20 feet by 20 feet circumference of that. But then you see the door to the bomb shelter. And the thing about the bomb shelter is that you see that it is also kind of like cracked open, like it was opened from within, because that it can open from within also, you know what I mean? But it was just kind of left that way. And you kind of open the bomb shelter door and you look in. And the bomb shelter door, when you go in there, that's where it's like 30 feet by 30 feet, you know? And you know, there is these freezers that you saw there, or these containers that had like deadbolt locks, thick deadbolt locks on there, you know, that you never really like pictured in there. And then there's like the area where you slept at, where there's some mattresses, and you see that is empty. And you're just kind of looking in this area. It's kind of cold and metallic because it's all like cement on the floor, and then the thick metal doors that were to the entrance, and then these freezer containers that are like pretty tall that went from the floor to the ceiling that are along the wall there.
I kind of like, are they like locked or?
Yeah, the freezer containers are locked. Yeah.
I like sort of knock at them. Like, so anyone in there?
Yeah, you don't hear anything.
Do I look around? Does I see like any ash piles or anything like that, or
no ash piles, nothing like that. Just these locked freezer containers.
I try to see. Probably just I consider shooting them open, but it's like no, don't. I'll just leave them alone for a while. Just go back up and.
I mean, you could pump blood if you want to. Also,
I
right?
don't have enough. I have 3 left.
Yeah. You're like no. Yeah,
I'm not that curious.
Carla's gonna survive in the night, and maybe part of you's afraid what's in there. You know what I mean? Like you've heard Jonathan make joke. You know what I mean? Make these like comments before and shit like that, and you know, it's that eerie feeling of a man who might be a little detached from reality makes jokes like that. Then you're kind of confronted, like maybe those jokes are really real. You know what I mean? And you look at these ominous like meat freezers that are sitting there, and you're like, yeah, I think I'll turn around and walk out. I don't need to see what's in there. You know? So you walk out, William. You are walking down the hallway and you open the first door on the right, and it's this office, and you see like a computer in there, and you see on the wall, you look and you see the articulate schematics of a man who was probably barely holding on to his sanity, who was filled with the drive. But the thing is, that's even worse, is you're looking at what you see on the wall there, and you understand what he was trying to do. And you see what it is you see that there is pictures and names of very different individuals on like these index cards that used to be used in Dewey Decimal Systems in libraries. And you see names written on there. You see like Roman Dunstern, and you see other names like Analytical Medical Solutions, or Dunstern Economic Consultants, or Brentwood Industries, or Colburn Trust Companies, New Horizon Capital Management. And you see like, or Lady in Red, you see this big like 8x11 letterhead, you know, piece of paper, and just a red marker like slash across there, Lady in Red. And you see it at the center, and you see like all these strings are going, and you see like these different names of people that you can, you know, you see like Max Cleveland, and you see like all this crazy little you see on there, and you're like, holy shit, this is like every single fucking person that we've, you know what I mean, talked to or came across. And you realize that Jonathan was in the process of like trying to find a way that these could all interconnect to like some random thing that Ophelia said in passing. And there's a moment while you're standing there alone, looking up at it, and you're focusing on that Lady in Red, and the very, 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 very back consciousness of your mind, being alone there, you hear the wave crash as you look at that name. And you feel this eeriness come up in you like the very first time that you heard it. Cut to Katao. Katao, you're walking back through the living room and the kitchen, and I take you're going to the hallway to look for William, and you just see William staring at the scene that I described to you, and you feel the same way. At first, it's like this is the ramblings of a madman, and then you're like, "Fucking, I kind of understand it." As you're looking on there, scenes on you guys.
Well, he certainly kept himself busy.
Gonna have to clean this whole place up, remove any sort of indication that it was Kindred.
Yeah, he has got something in locked freezers downstairs. I don't know what's in them. Probably, knowing him, probably something bad. But
yeah. Oh man.
So that's him and the Thin Bloods. They're all gone. What? I didn't see any evidence that they were dead. I didn't find any ash anywhere. They're just gone.
William will snap a picture of the wall. Then he'll start taking it down.
Okay, nice. Now, do you take it down like, you know, like just ripping it down, or are you taking it down like intricate, like, you know what I mean, and like kind of like preserving
it down? Probably burn it afterwards, or shred it, or something. Jonathan probably has a shredder or something
Yeah,
like that.
let's say he has a shredder in there, definitely. What's going on? I would like to know though, what's going on in each of yours mind at the moment while, like you see this scene and it's just kind of like, I mean, because to us as players, we haven't played this game in what, a year, but you got to think as in characters, man, like just what happened the night before, then seeing this shit and coming across it. Like when you see the schematic, like this layout on his wall, does it bring out any feelings in any of you two?
Yeah, it's like, Jonathan was always very obsessed with sort of, I don't know, intelligence gathering, or let's say the mission. So this sort of confirms that. And William was hoping that this whole, that weird shit would finally stop happening, at least for a while. Now, a bunch of Kindred disappear, which is obviously not what he expected. Now he has to deal with more shit and more cleaning up, Juno's is going to have to be cleaned up. This place is going to have to be cleaned up. And once again, it's just another task almost.
Anything that you like to add, Katal? Or?
Yeah, because for him, he's definitely he wasn't part of the dealings with the Malkavians just the other night, and so he's just like, are they involved in this? Did they do that? What? He's caught off guard. Like, is it Rum Did he do this? Did they do this? Are they working together? Like, he's just caught off guard, but just all is happening all at once. So he's definitely like, okay, we have to change. We have to survive this night. Then we can see about making it so this can't just happen. We can't just disappear like this.
And as as William starts to like take the stuff down and shred it, you're kind of like, I could think of you like maybe just wandering into the living room, or you know what I mean, checking on Carl as this is going on, processing everything. Your phone rings. Your cell phone starts chirping.
Does it say who?
It's a number you don't recognize.
All right. Hello?
Is this Katal? And you recognize the voice as Carlos.
Oh, you're alive. Where are you?
Listen, man, don't take any offense to this shit, but I'm not going to tell any of you where the fuck me and Cynthia are at. We woke up this evening and fucking popped open that goddamn crazy dude's fucking bomb cellar, and everything was fucking turned over, trashed about. He wasn't there, and I got to protect her, and I got to protect the kid. And you guys are too much of a fucking risk, man. Trouble follows you guys wherever the fuck you go. Don't take this the wrong way, man. You seem like a cool fucking person, and I owe you my fucking life, and I get that. I don't. We're okay. I just wanted to let you know. I thought you deserved to know that. But I'm hiding, and I'm gonna, whatever this shit is gonna pass over. It's gonna pass over. But I have more than myself to think about, man.
Look, I understand why you're trying to hide, but you can't hide forever. We need to. The best way to protect yourself, if you want to be perfectly honest, is to go up to the Elysium and just basically announce yourself. You gotta
What,
come public.
To that lady who fucking wants me dead?
She's dead.
What? How she die?
It's complicated. I don't even know the whole story myself. You'd have to talk to William about that. He was the only one there left that was there.
I need to process this shit, man. Listen, I'll call you tomorrow or in a couple days, okay? I'm hiding for now. I'm scared shitless, man. This is all too much to fucking handle.
You're telling me.
I don't know what happened to that dude, but he does not strike. Jonathan does not strike me as the type to let shit like that happen to something he owns. And what worries me is whatever the fuck it is that caused that got past a man like that. But I gotta go, man. Tell everyone I said hi. Tell Ophelia she's not answering her phone, but tell her thank you for everything that she's done. And I'll talk to you later, all right, brother?
All right.
And he like hangs up. Damn, poor Katao, man. Weight of the world is on his fucking shoulders, dude. We will cut to the next day. I don't know if you blew a blood pool point yet, Lenny, or not. What is going on in Lenny's mind that next night, knowing that, in about an hour, he's going to have this delegation of sorts be there? Like, what's going on in your mind? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to articulate is when you rise to the surface this time, Is it with more of an eagerness than normal, or what was it with apprehension, or what's going on in that head of yours?
It's not apprehension, but he's not eager either. It's more like a caution.
Does Lenny think he's ready for this?
I don't know.
That's good. That's good, because I think that shows Lenny's humbleness. I think if Lenny would have been like, "Fuck yeah, I was born for this," I think it's the cautiousness and not knowing and everything shows the true character change of the guy who ran out into the fucking parking lot to get in a fist fight and got shot.
Yeah.
Like literally, that man died that night, and then
Yeah.
reborn from the ashes was something different, which is fucking awesome. So for the hour until everyone gets there, is there anything that Lenny wants to do, or you tell me?
The one thing he would do is he would send a text message to Coach Olsen,
Mm-hmm.
and it would say, "I'm starving."
You get a 2-letter response. Okay, and then you
Later.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Later tonight? Question mark.
You wait for 30 seconds, and you hear yes.
See you then.
Then you hear another 2-letter response. Okay. And the reason why I'm having these very short responses is because, and we're going to delve into this next session, you better believe it. This is a guy who is a 50-year-old fucking hockey coach. So he's probably like 1, 2, 3, N. Or you know what I mean? Like how they used to have to do letters back then. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
got
So
he doesn't have like the he's got a normal like keypad.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
three.
He's not tech savvy at all. You know what I'm saying? So like to him, like communicating over text is like a tedious thing, and he's scared shitless. So he did it quick. So you have him scared. You know what I mean? Where he's probably still like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit! I didn't want to. I don't want to. Oh 1, 2, 3. Or like trying to get it, squared away. Well, to you, it's something simple. Probably to this piece of shit guy, he's, you know what I mean? Probably over there panicking. Let me cut back to William real quick. William, you're in the process of shredding this, and you hear your phone rings.
Yes.
Hey, boss. And as you hear like this loud voice coming over, you hear like this lady just screaming and crying, and you hear like boys crying in the background.
David.
That fucking bitch, she wouldn't fucking listen to me. You come here, you fucking bitch. And you hear like in the background, you hear like a smacking sound and like a fucking bawling out. He's like, I told you not to fucking get in my fucking business, you cunt. And he's all like, you hear this screaming, and you hear kids, little boys crying in the background.
David,
You shut the fuck up.
David, shut the fuck up.
And you just
What
hear,
is happening?
She's gonna call the cops on me, that fucking cunt. She had to open her fucking mouth. That fucking bitch, I tell you what, I'm gonna fucking kill her. You gotta help me, man. You gotta fucking help me. I don't know what to fucking do right
Stay
now.
calm, David, and meet me. And I'll give him some address, probably like
She's
near
locked in
some
the-
fast food place or whatever.
She's locked in the fucking bathroom right now. She won't let me see my fucking
You have
kid.
to leave. You have to leave, David. I'll help you, but you have to,
And you just, as you hear his like breathing, like he's on the end, you can
I'll
still
help
hear
you.
like, Daddy, no, not like he's doing anything right now, but you know what I mean? Like, and you hear like screaming, like muffled through a fucking door, and you as you're saying this, you just hear like, and then you hear like a door open, and you hear a door close, and you hear like breathing more, and you hear like another door open, you're ding, 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 like the car door being open, you're closing, you're, where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go?
Yeah. I'll give him an address to some secluded place, probably like a warehouse parking lot or something like that, actually.
I really think I fucked up, man. I really think I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I really think I did this time. I really think she's gonna fucking leave me this time. You gotta tell her not to leave me, man. You gotta tell her. You gotta tell her. You gotta tell her. You gotta.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of it which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the duets tag to find out more.